Chapter 6. Picking Garlic and Doctor Shopping. I went to doctor after doctor. Humdrum, drip drop. Humdrum, drip drop. More faces. Repeating faces. Nurses, receptionists, doctors. It seemed that one said something and the other said nothing. I didn't know I was doctor shopping, as in trying to find a doctor that believes me and takes me seriously. One that finds out what this is, what I have. I realized afterward that this is the way you have to do it. Doctor after doctor. Like a full-time job. Humdrum, drip drop. This was a case wherein statistically I did not want to be the N of anything. In medical science, many reported journals studies say 10 patients for a rare syndrome, or over 1,000 patients for a more common syndrome. A certain number, N, will be reported to have results or no results. Say, of a new medicine. Humdrum, drip drop. When it comes to me, the medical doctor part of me does not want to be N equals 1, because that N is me, not a statistic on a piece of paper. I do not want to be that one N. I don't even want one single one of my patients to have any complications. Not one. Humdrum, drip drop. Humdrum, drip drop. This is the way that doctors think of you, i.e. statistically, and of him or herself, i.e. having your patient be the N of 1. Will she or he take risks with you? Or will she or he take shortcuts? Or be sloppy in communicating with you? Humdrum, drip drop. In my mind, I was on my own, believing in God and trying over and over to find answers. Being pulled down into a drown with only a few breaths left to take. Humdrum, drip drop. Thanks to God, I could rely on my specialized medical education and teaching experiences, which armed me with a heavy clinical load of having seen thousands and thousands of patients. 1. Pre-med and medical school, internship, residency, and fellowship. A. Graduated cum laude from California State University, Northridge, and was president of the Sepulveda VA Pre-Med Club, a volunteer services program under the auspices of Faith Rothbaum. B. Oral Roberts Medical School for my first 2 years, including a need to repeat my first year of medical school due to marital separation and being without my child. Humdrum, drip drop. C. Graduated USC School of Medicine. D. Did 1 internal medicine transitional year of internship at Los Angeles County USC School of Medicine. Humdrum, drip drop. E. Did 1.5 years anesthesiology at Los Angeles County USC. Humdrum, drip drop. F. Graduated anesthesiology at Stanford School of Medicine. G. Graduated clinical care subspecialty at Stanford School of Medicine. H. Got grandfathered into forensic medicine due to meeting the criteria. Humdrum, drip drop. 2. Work experience. A. Humdrum, drip drop. As a young lady, my first unofficially then, but official now, job was picking garlic in Gilroy, California. Together in the fields with the migrant farm workers when I was about 10 years old. Humdrum, drip drop. Me and my sister learned how to fill the pails a special way from another immigrant worker who taught us. I should have given him a tip. Lean on Me just came out that summer, and A&W root beer floats at the drive-up window were the best after a day in the fields. B. McDonald's was my first job. I was 16 and an emancipated minor. Dealing with the public is an art. Humdrum, drip drop. Jeez. Psst. I just received a flush of normal saline, 0.9%, to clear both my IV ports. I can feel the taste of saline going to the back of my throat, then blowing out of my nose. Someone ought to figure this one out. Nobody ever told me that this happens. Now that I'm a patient, some would say an expert patient, I know the drills. Keeping my pillow over my head while I'm in the hospital is the most luxurious treatment that I gave myself. Since people knew I was a doctor, they would sometimes let me sleep in. My brain just needs more sleep than it did before the car accident. C. Was a practicing cosmetologist at 19 years old. Oops. Did I mention that I knew everything when I was 16? Humdrum, drip drop. I ran away from home at 16 years of age and passed the California High School Proficiency Exam, thereby allowing my attendance at any California State University. D. Obtained my phlebotomy certificate, proficiency with obtaining blood samples from patients, at California State University, Northridge, as an undergraduate. Humdrum, drip drop. So I knew how to draw blood while I was still an undergraduate in the 1980s, a total of 15 years experience, before I got my first job as a medical doctor. Being a single parent through medical training is a story, perhaps, for another time. Let's not derail again. After the car accident, it seemed to me that a lot of the doctors really treated me as simply a histrionic female with depression and or PTSD. Humdrum, drip drop. Humdrum, drip drop. Yeah. Doctors, when seeing patients, please do not talk to the patient in sophisticated babbles. Listen to the patient. And then turn around and talk to the family about sophisticated babbles. Listen to the patient. If the patient's problem is outside the realm of your expertise, do not claim expertise. Listen to the patient. Send the patient to someone else who may know something more. Find someone else. And find someone else who may save the patient's life. Doctors are supposed to care. Humdrum, drip drop. We teach this to our medical students. Problem being that, as with any uncaring person, I think that as time progresses, the uncaring turns into major ego and a little madness. which can ship you off to a nursing home just because they do not know what illness you have. There are a great range of traits to look for both in your doctor and in your anesthesiologist. I hope my battery doesn't run out. If you are not happy with any of your doctors, I suggest that you go to the chapter on doctor shopping. You, yes, you shop around for just the right shoes. Humdrum, drip drop. You have comfort and some love for certain pairs of shoes. How many stores will you shop if you know exactly which shoes you want, but you just want to find them? Humdrum, drip drop. You can do the same, i.e., shop around, for yourself when it comes to your health and your body. You know that if you buy the beautiful shoes in the wrong size just because you want those shoes, in the end, chances are that you will not be happy. You will buy, if you can, the right size shoe in your correct size. Humdrum, drip drop. Humdrum, drip drop. Do the same thing with your doctors. Shop around. Humdrum, drip drop. If you still believe in yourself, you will keep going back to your same doctor again and again just because you love her or him. Eventually, he, she, MD will have maximized her or his medical education and years of experience. A good doctor will then refer you to a specialist. Humdrum, drip drop. If he or she is unable to fix you up, you keep believing in yourself until you know someone who knows someone who is completely familiar with your diagnosis or illness. Go see another doctor to obtain a second opinion. Find out who is famous and has expertise in your geographic area. Humdrum, drip drop. Medical school attending physicians are pretty consistent throughout our country, teaching all of the nation's medical students to operate both literally and figuratively. Humdrum, drip drop. In America, every doctor is trained to 1. Listen to you. He or she obtains the medical history, which includes your allergies, medication, history of any illnesses or surgeries. If yours is short or long, may I suggest that you put it all in a format similar to mine, see Appendix A, so all patients will be presenting the same format to all physicians across the country. 2. Perform a physical exam on you, listen to your heart, etc. This is also known as the physical exam, from which some doctors can diagnose you without ordering specialized tests. Humdrum, drip drop. 3. Order special blood tests or special studies, like a thallium stress test. Looks for EKG changes before and after you were given adenosine, which increased my blood supply to my head. It left me with a big headache that led to a migraine, and it took me 1 full hospital day to recover. And 4. Devise an assessment. Humdrum, drip drop. This requires that the medical student, intern, resident, fellow, and or attending physician literally develops a list of possible things you may or do have, placing the list in order of the most life-altering diagnosis first, i.e., congestive heart failure, viral infection. 5. Devise a plan. Humdrum, drip drop. You're getting used to this sound. This could mean more studies and going back to the doctor that ordered the study. It could mean an operation. It could call for chemotherapy. It could call for referral to yet another specialist. See Appendix C for a sample doctor's note, even if you've seen doctor's notes 1,000 times. It is a sample of a soap note for you to see, in case you have never seen one before. And due to the complexity of the human body, doctors are of a certain minimum intelligence to apply and go to medical school, and have an ability to manage patients. Common sense is not listed on the requirements.